This video is strictly for educational purposes only. I do not condone or glorify the usage of drugs. Canada is officially set to decriminalize small amounts of different drugs in British Columbia. The 3-year experiment will come into effect on January 31st, 2023, and will apply to drug users over the age of 18 in the Pacific Coast province, meaning that the possession of small amounts of several illicit drugs, including cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and MDMA, will temporarily be decriminalized in British Columbia. Because the federal government granted exemption, BC will become the first jurisdiction in North America to decriminalize possession of hard drugs under federal law. 5 years ago, BC declared the overdose crisis a public health emergency, and overdose deaths have since reached historic highs during the pandemic. Over 9,000 people have died from drug overdose in the province since 2016.
It's over 9,000! What, 9,000?
Although this doesn't mean that all drugs are fully legal in the entire country, this is definitely a step in the right direction for turning the tide in the province's overdose crisis. Canadians in the westernmost province who possess up to 2.5 grams of illicit drugs for personal use will not be arrested or charged. Originally, the allowable amount requested was 4.5 grams, but it was later settled at 2.5. Considering this is supposed to protect people using drugs for personal use, I think this is a pretty reasonable number. According to law enforcement, 85% of drugs that have been confiscated have been under 2 grams. So in theory, the passing of this legislation will significantly decrease the crime rate and reduce the amount of non-violent crime offenders. Police are not to confiscate the drugs, and there is no requirement that people found in possession seek treatment. Rather, they will be offered information on available public and health social services. Keep in mind though that the trafficking, production, and importation of these drugs will still remain illegal, as will possession of any quantity of these drugs at airports, near childcare facilities like schools, or at members by the military. Basically, as long as you're an adult and aren't bringing drugs with you to school or something, personal drug use in BC is not a crime. What are my thoughts on this? I think this is a huge step forward in decreasing the amount of non-violent crime offenders overall in the world. Hopefully this is inspiration for many other jurisdictions around the world to bring light to issues such as drug abuse by offering services and aid rather than locking people up in a cage and throwing the key away. I personally believe that as humans, we shouldn't have the right to tell other humans what they can and cannot put in their body. Instead, I think we should educate others on the dangers and benefits of substances to allow them to make their own personal decisions. A lot of the times, drug abuse is caused by mental health problems, and I think it's more important to focus on that rather than keeping them in a jail cell all day. I think it would be cool to see all of Canada decriminalize everything, kind of like how Portugal did a few years ago, but that's still yet to be seen. I'm just glad that we're starting to begin to reason that maybe drug dealers aren't on the same level as rapists and murderers. It's important to know that drugs aren't the key to happiness or depression. In fact, if you think your existence is boring, watch this video next to find out what your meaning of life is. I'm Low Key Fish. Be safe out there. Peace out.